I think one of the most amazing things about Messiah is that the level of inspiration is so high. You just have this supercharged inspiration from the moment it begins to the moment it ends. And one of the really weird things about it is that Charles Jennens, who wrote the libretto that Handel used, was never really happy with the music. He thought that Handel sort of fudged it and rushed it, which is extraordinary because, I mean, he did write the music in a very short space of time. But I think what actually happened was Handel felt this kind of flash of inspiration for almost every piece of text he came across and wrote this amazingly vivid music. I mean, it's certainly the most kind of vivid and grabbing music that he wrote. It just grabs you by the scruff of the neck. Extraordinary to hear it live as much as it is to hear it on a recording. And there's this fantastic story that we know, but it might not be true, about when he finished the Alleluia chorus and Handel said to the person with him, I think it was one of the servants in his house, that he felt like he'd witnessed God sitting in his throne in heaven, and a tear rolled down his eye apparently as he said this. But it sounds like a fanciful story, but you really do get the impression when you hear this music that something extraordinary was going on inside Handel's mind at the time. The chorus is really the key to Messiah. The way the chorus is treated in such a dramatic way, like Handel writes these extraordinary passages, like in the chorus, "All we like sheep have gone astray," and you literally have the voices moving away from one another in that line, kind of going astray from one another, and the effect is tremendous. And again in the chorus, "Surely he hath borne our griefs," this declamatory style, that the chorus just shouts almost the first word, "surely." It's shocking, and there's nothing that immediately follows it. There's a gap in the vocal writing, and it's extraordinarily striking. It's just very, very dramatic. I think Handel saves the most spectacular moment of all in Messiah for the very end, and it's a moment that people don't really talk about. There's this chorus, "Worthy is the Lamb," which is the sort of final movement, and the coda to that movement is the Amen, which starts a very sort of slow building fugal Amen. It's the most majestic music, it's the most wonderful music. And what Handel does at the end of that, when the sort of speed has mounted and grown, is he inserts a bar of complete silence before the final Amen. So the music is building, and suddenly it stops, and there is this extraordinary moment. It's one of the most pregnant pauses in the whole of music. And I think in a concert hall, any concert hall, but in a concert hall like the Festival Hall, you just feel this supercharged atmosphere in that moment, and then finally the final Amen comes, and I think Christmas has arrived at that point.